Hello and welcome to PFF Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Ian Hartitz, and today we continue our 10-question series with a very special guest, 6-year NFL veteran. You've seen him with the 49ers, Seahawks, Bears, most recently the Panthers, and next season the Falcons. Number 28 in your programs and number 1 in your hearts, running back Mike Davis. Mike, happy offseason, man. Thanks for the time.
Man, thank you, man. It's an honor to be on here. Great offseason so far. Can't complain.
You took over Twitter, man, with that quad tweet. Did you realize like how big of a deal that kind of just was to everybody out here?
Man, I had no idea that tweet. But I mean, to be honest, I think all running backs have big legs, but all of a sudden people see my legs now and be like, "Oh, it's like I've always had big legs." But I guess people now noticing it.
That's got to be a nightmare trying to find jeans, man.
It most definitely is a nightmare buying jeans. It's like I find the perfect pair of jeans, and then next thing you know, they just don't fit anymore.
I had the smallest problem with that in high school football, but, luckily now I'm just a writer. I wear sweatpants all damn day like a scrub. So, Mike, great stuff. I want to start kind of towards the beginning of your NFL career because, I thought you flashed in Seattle, but you bounced around a lot of teams. Like, how hard was that just to stay motivated, kind of going from team to team there for a bit without kind of having that starting gig all secured, at any one spot?
It was really frustrating to say the most. San Fran, I would say Ricky, I didn't think, I didn't know what hard work was. Like once I got drafted, I kind of felt like, like I made it. I didn't have to work any hard, as hard as I did in college. And it's just like, once I got to the league, man, it was just like everything was spinning. Nothing went my way, and I mean absolutely nothing went my way in San Fran. Like, guys came in. My first game actually playing, I think Carlos got hurt. My first game actually playing in San Fran, I broke my hand, and the next year, like it was just new coach after new coach, so they're bringing their guys in who they liked. So it was pretty tough. And then Kyle Shanahan came in. I was there for a couple weeks, and then I got cut there with them. But that cut there was the one that was like, it was like eye opener. Like I ain't even get a chance to play in the NFL. My career is over, and it just like ever since that cut, like it stuck with me. So
okay. Wake up call. It's good.
The one when I got cut from the 49ers was the one that was like you gotta get your stuff together, and like that one really hurt me. Like I've never had like broke heart, but that one like hurt me to the core, and it really changed my career.
Man, yeah, I can't even imagine that. Credit to you for, again, persevering, because I know you really broke on the scene last year in a lot of people's minds, but I remember catching you in some of those Seahawks years. I mean, I remember it was the Eagles and Jaguars games. I was like, damn, I don't know who this guy is making all these dudes miss, but, certainly flashed there. I did want to ask you one thing about those 49ers days, because I was looking at the roster and I noticed you got to play with Reggie freaking Bush, at least, for a little bit. Now, we're both 28. Growing up for me, man, with all due respect to Oklahoma Adrian Peterson, I don't know. I thought Reggie was the best college football tailback, from 2000 on. Was he your favorite player growing up, or like who do you kind of side with from that era?
My favorite running back growing up is crazy, and the reason why I wear 28 is Marshall Faulk. That's why I wear 28. I was all my life I grew up playing defense, so my brother played running back, James Davis, and I saw this clip of Marshall Faulk. He was running. I think they were playing against Cleveland. And he kind of stopped. The guy was coming. He didn't even look his way. He just stopped. Then a guy ran past him. And ever since then, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to play running back. And then I wore 28 ever since. If you want me to go between Reggie Bush and Adrian Peterson, college or NFL?
Just college.
College, I'm going to have to go with Reggie Bush.
Yeah. Nothing like it, man. You said the stop that, Falk had. It's obviously the one that Reggie had where he went back, all the way back across the field. Awfully iconic as well. Yeah.
Yeah. The one he was rocking. Was that Fresno State?
Yeah, I think Fresno State. I was trying to think who it was, but I think you nailed it, man. All right. want to stay here in college glory days for just a second, because one guy that I really think people our age probably, I hope they remember him, man, but Marcus Lattimore, your teammate, one of the most hyped high school recruits ever, and we just didn't get to see him in the NFL. I tweeted last week that I wish God could turn off injuries just because of guys like him, and we could have seen him reach his full potential. Do you have any like practice stories or just, memories from working with Marcus? Because again, man, it's a shame he couldn't get in the NFL, because just in terms of, where he looked like he was going, when he started his career at South Carolina, like I said, just a shame.
Yeah. So with Marcus Lattimore, so it's so much with him. It was times where it's like, man, like I wanted to like give up, but like even like training, like I work out with him, and it was just one day he was like, man, he was like don't ever give up. Like I'm hurting just like you hurting, but I'm not giving up, and that like stuck with me. But I wish people knew like how genuine and how good of a person Marcus Lattimore is. Like some people see like that he was like really good on the field, but it wasn't just that. Like Lat was a genuinely good person, and like he would give anybody like the last shirt in his back. I mean, I remember it was times like I didn't have any money. Nobody has money in college, but he looked out for me, and it's just, and he would legit help like anybody, and I just felt like you don't get too many of those people. Like everybody say they this type of person, and there's it's a background to it, but he's like this all the time, and for him to be robbed of his NFL career, man, that it really hurts, and it really hurt me too, because I was right there like when it happened. So, man, it was just terrifying, and I wish that he was a genuinely great person. He worked the hardest, and I know he would have killed it in the NFL.
Certainly would have, and happy to see you at least, just again, taking some of these lessons, man, just working your ass off to, just do what you can with your opportunities. Fun time reminiscing. I want to get a little bit closer now to present day. So last season, Christian McCaffrey gets hurt at the end of week 2, and you become the starter. And look, everyone knows Christian's awesome. He was playing 90% like plus snaps basically all the years on before that. You never have to take him off the field, and you basically got that same role, man. I mean, it wasn't quite the same every snap thing, but clearly, I mean, they trusted you to work on all 3 downs. Is that something you've always prided yourself on, just being someone that they don't have to take you off the field unless you're tired or whatever?
I mean, I've always wanted to pride myself on that. I noticed people like to have like this categorized first and second down back, and then the third down back. It goes back to college with Spurrier. He wouldn't have you on the field if you couldn't catch. So that was something that, at South Carolina, like if you couldn't catch, you wasn't gonna play running back.
Okay.
So I never had any problems with catching. And when I was in Seattle, it was me and Chris Carson, and he'd have first, second down. I had third down. All blitz protection. So, blitz protection in passing situations, 2 minute. I did most of that when I was in Seattle. So I was already considered a first and second down back. I could do third down as well. So it was just something that I guess I added on to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Spurrier kind of set you guys up like that. We see something like A.J. Dillon, for example, like we don't know really if he can catch or not catch, just because he played at Boston College where they never throw the ball to the running back. So, sometimes harder to kind of figure that out with certain guys. But, main reason I brought that up, man, is because in the weird game that we play called fantasy football, running backs that do catch passes just, soar to the top. And that did help you be a top 12 running back last year, man. And I was just wondering, like, I know you'll do whatever coach wants you to do and land on all that, but are you anticipating being out there on most pass downs this year?
I have no idea yet. I mean,
fair.
And we haven't got fully into the playbook yet, okay. But you never know. I hope I can get out there. I might be out there. I might not. You just never.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. So I was writing about you last week in Fantasyland, and one crazy stat I found was only Nick Chubb actually averaged more forced missed tackles per rush than you among 47 qualified backs. Like, you're shifty out there, dude. And, his juke, spin, truck sticks, you got a lot of different moves. But is there one, like, at your core that you just feel best about? If you had to pick just, juking someone out or truck sticking them in the open field, like, which one do you truly feel best about?
It depends. So most of the time, I would rather juke somebody. That's just point blank.
Okay.
But if I'm pissed off, I'm angry, if I don't like the team or the players on that team, I would prefer to run you over.
Put that shoulder down, man. They really haven't. I know they made that rule a couple years ago where running backs couldn't really lower their head and stuff, but they don't really seem to call that too much. That's like more of a defensive rule.
It is, but I got fined for Minnesota.
Oh man.
I got fined Minnesota. I think it was like $18,000, $17,000. I got fined for lowering the head, but it happened so fast. Like the guy showed up and I was just trying to, I don't want to say protect myself, but I was trying to brace for contact.
Yeah, you don't want to be the nail.
Right. And the crown of, my face mask hit his chest and they said it was leading with the crown. So I don't know.
They're trying to keep the game safe with that, which I respect, but sometimes like, come on, guys, we're playing football here. We can't fix everything about it. So, all right, Mike, I mentioned before, man, last year, people drafted Christian McCaffrey. He got hurt. They were devastated. Hopefully they picked up you because RB12, despite only getting 12 starts. Are you a fan of fantasy? Like, are you in a league yourself? Or are you just kind of like, you weirdos with the keyboards can do whatever you want?
No, I wouldn't call anybody a weirdo. I don't know how fantasy works. I've never really gotten into it. Honestly, I have a friend who he would call me, every week and just say, man, I have you in my lineup. You're consistent. Like, you're going to give me 10 points no matter what. I have no idea what that means, but I guess I did okay. I have legit no idea how fantasy works.
All right, just real quick on the surface, man. I wish we had, because fantasy points, they just take, it's your yards times 0.1, your touchdowns times 6, and your receptions times 1. It's actually a nice little accumulative stat, but people just kind of don't understand fantasy, so we don't tend to get it. So yeah, it's certainly something that tends to reward running backs like yourself that can catch the passes, because then you're getting
one. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So whether or not, we've talked in the past, like, should that really, is catching the ball, particularly with some of these, pop passes they're given these days, like, is Deebo Samuel catching the ball 6 inches from Jimmy Garoppolo the same as you gaining 10 rushing yards? No, but it's the game we play sometimes.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah. So, all right, on the Falcons, man. So your new RB coach, Desmond Kitchings, I saw an interview where he apparently tried to recruit you out of NC State and also noted that you're a natural pass catcher. How do you like what you've seen from this new Falcons offense so far and just working with Kitchings? I mean, we said, just having to go from team to team, a lot of new offenses. But, I mean, it seems like with, what Arthur Smith and stuff did in Tennessee, at least, it's got to be an exciting time to, I guess, be the proposed feature guy in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's very exciting because of the stuff Derrick Henry did in Tennessee. So, I mean, any running back, wherever Coach Smith goes, they're going to be like, this is my time to shine. But, I mean, so far, man, the offense is great. Coach Smith is great. Des Kitchens is great. Like I said, man, everything's going good so far, man. I have no complaints.
I'm just curious, have you written down any goals? I remember back in the day, I think it was like Chad Johnson had his cornerback hit list and stuff every single week. I know Super Bowl is priority number one, team above all, but I just wasn't sure, if there's, just any kind of day-to-day motivators you had out there for yourself.
I don't really have, I haven't written down my goals yet. That's something like me and my fiance, we go over and we write our goals and stuff, but I haven't, like, the seasons, I probably do it like end of July. But I have but school would be nice.
Yeah. Love it, man.
But that would be nice.
Go on and get that. All right, man. I wanted to ask you about one of your teammates because, look, you're awesome, man. But I have it in my Twitter bio. I am the president of the Cordero Patterson fan club. I just love that guy. Some people have the audacity to call him a bust. And it's like, come on. In my opinion, the greatest kick returner, not punt, but pure kick returner of all time. He can play wide receiver. He can play running back. Have you had any impressions of him yet, man? Because again, I'm just, I don't want to fanboy out too much here, but I love what CPAT brings to the table. And I feel like he doesn't get enough respect from the league.
No, CP, my dog. I was in Chicago with him. I've been on CP for a minute, man, because he's from Rock Hill. He should have went to South Carolina. He ended up going to freaking Tennessee. Man, he's just a good person, man. All around, he just want to win. He want to play. Like he loves football. He's that type of guy. You can talk to about anything. He's a family first guy as well. All around, man, CP he a really good person. He's gonna make you laugh 100%.
He had that running stretch last year. Every time the Bears would win, he'd just run up to the camera and kind of whisper, "Let's go, Bears."
Yeah, trust me, he's a good person. Everything comes from the heart with him.
That's awesome, and that's got to be fun for you having someone like that in the running back room.
Yeah, both of us in the same room. Yeah, it's most definitely comedy.
So you explained before you wear 28 because of Marshall Faulk, which is awesome. How do you feel about these new number rules? I mean, I know you're content with number 28, but am I being a boomer here when I say I wish wide receivers would get back to wearing numbers in the 80s?
It's going to be different. The only reason only people I say who probably hate it are probably the quarterbacks, because now it's going to mess up situations where we know all linebackers are 50 numbers and have to worry about it. Now we have to worry about what defensive linemen wearing number 7 and 6. It's going to be a lot. It's going to confuse a lot of people in the beginning, but trust me, quarterbacks are going to hate it.
That's a good point, man. I didn't think about identifying those numbers, and that is probably something, guys must have hated playing Florida State back in the day when they got all these, single-digit linebackers running around out there. That's a really good point, man. All right, awesome stuff. And I just want to now touch on a couple of cool things you've been doing this offseason. You have the Mike Davis Foundation of Hope. You had a free football camp over at Frederick Douglass High School. Giving back to the community, man. It's really awesome. I was wondering if you had just more explanation about your foundation. I mean, in fantasy land, one of the good things about our community here is, we love giving back to some of our favorite players, favorite charities. So, floor is yours. If you just have a few words about it, maybe we can get some donations there.
Oh, yeah. My foundation, the Mike Davis Foundation of Hope, the main goal when I first started off, it was, single parent homes. And I started, I think, 3-4 years ago, I think I started a foundation. And now anything in the community, I try to help with scholarships. I'll be doing those at Stevenson High School. I just did the free camp at Frederick Douglass High School. And that camp, I just wanted to just show the kids that, I'm from that area. I made it out. You can make it out too. I just want to show them that we have their support. We have their back. And, as long as they know they got somebody with them, that's all that, that they need. And basically, man, like I said, with the foundation, I'm just legit just trying to help with legit anything I can. I've already told my community people, anything that comes up, let me know. I try to be on board. I plan on doing a back to school drive, backpack. I'll be doing things on Thanksgiving. I have a bunch of stuff lined up, man. It's so much. And as far as donations, I have it. It's like a PayPal type thing. It's in the header on my bio on my Twitter and Instagram. But those are the only donation things.
Okay, awesome, and yeah, everyone check that out at Mike Davis RB. I think I saw you were even giving away some signed jerseys or something like that to help get through with that. So there you go, people. Promote donate to a good cause, and maybe, just maybe, you can get yourself a jersey one of these days. Mike, thank you so much for the time. Do you have any final thoughts? To the Falcons faithful or just potential fantasy football managers out there?
I don't want to give anything away, but everybody knows how excited I am to be home. I always grew up, a Falcon fan, so it's kind of personal for me. And, I'm glad to be back. So, legit would try my best in anything to be ready for the season. Whatever it freaking takes, I'm going to do it.
Awesome stuff, man. And go Hawks, right? Take down the Sixers.
Going to the game tonight, taking my fiance, and we're going to have a ball.
Oh, nice, man. You courtside?
Yeah, I am courtside.
That's awesome, man.
I was courtside last game. One seat behind it.
Close enough, man. I've never been higher than those nosebleeds, so I am jealous enough.
Nah, man, it's gonna be a good time.
Awesome, man. Well, go Hawks. Again, thank you, Mike. People, remember, Mike Davis Foundation of Hope over at Mike Davis RB. Raise money for a good cause. Why not? Fantastic stuff, Mike. We're really looking forward to seeing you with the Falcons this year. Wish you all the best of luck and success in everything you're doing. That's going to wrap up the PFF Fantasy Football Podcast, everybody. He's Mike Davis. I'm Ian Hardison. Until next time, take care.